I'm Roger.
And I'm Adam.
And today we have another episode of RC Street Shop's Product of the Week. Now sometimes there's some confusion on what you should run for tires in your particular situation. You may have a car, you have on the street, or in the dirt, or the track, whatever it may be. And we're here to kind of help clarify that. Now we're not going to get into super detailed technical information about what tire you should run, what track, and what, we're going to give you the basics. And if you want to learn a little bit more about it, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that cover that. But for those of you that don't have any experience on what kind of tire you should buy, this will help you out a lot. So there's some basic tire types. You've got street tires, you have off-road tires, you have sand tires, and you have race tires, which all four of which are represented here. Now, to make it simple to start with, for sand you want paddle tires, which I believe are these guys right here. The Slingshots by Proline. This is a simple paddle tire. They call them paddle tires because they have little paddles on them that scoop the sand up. And you only want to run these in sand or very soft dirt. Because if you run these on the street or run them in hard packed dirt, A, you're not going to get any traction, and B, you're just going to destroy the tire.
Yeah, I would think
so most people should be familiar with that. Paddles, just like in a real car, you want to run paddles. Now if you have a two-wheel drive car, run them in the rear. If you have a four-wheel drive car, run them at least in the rear. Most four-wheel drive cars in the sand, if they have power, the front tires aren't normally touching anyway. So you can get away with a regular tire in the front. But you can run four paddles on a four-wheel drive car. And that's usually the best setup, is just having four paddles on your four-wheel drive car.
Yeah, it's literally digging through the sand.
Right, exactly. Now next we have street tires. Now these Primes from Proline are a great street tire. And what you want to look for in a street tire is you don't want anything knobby. It has to be smooth.
Yeah, now when you say street tire, these are really for people who want to, like, drift, right?
No, this is more of an asphalt tire.
Oh, okay, all right,
so
gotcha.
These tires here, these are, when you have a street tire, it's either going to be treaded or it's going to be completely smooth like a slick. And that's the only way to get really good traction on the pavement. If you have a knobby tire, knobbies don't like the pavement, and we'll get into that in a second. But if you want a street tire, like I said, something with very shallow tread or something with tread that doesn't have knobbies on it. Like a knobby is like what a dirt tire has. So with this tire, with a slick tire, you have more rubber making contact. And because the surface is so hard, you can't dig into it at all. So you want a flat surface that's just going to give you as much tire on the ground as possible. Next in line, we have the Badlands. And the Badlands are an example of a soft dirt tire or a knobby tire. Now a knobby tire, what you want with what a knobby tire is it's these big knobs that come way out of the tire. And the purpose of these is to dig into the dirt. Now
this is more tightly packed.
This is for loosely packed dirt. So with knobby tires, the bigger the knob, the softer the dirt it has to be in. Because what happens if you get too hard of a dirt on too long of a knob.
So how is that different from the paddles?
Paddles scoop. So if you look at the design of the paddle tire, the paddle has like a scoop, like a spoon in a way. So that spoon gets into the sand, and it grabs the sand and it flings it out, and it brings you forward. On a knobby tire, what you do is if you have soft dirt, what happens is the knob digs into the dirt, and once it plants itself in the dirt, the tire moves, and that gives you forward propulsion, gives you traction. Now if you have dirt that's too hard, running a big knobby tire is going to hurt you, because when the knob goes to dig in, what will happen is it'll bend.
It won't.
And then it won't actually. It won't. It's almost like claws on a cat. It's got to get in and bite and pull. Whereas, so there are different kinds of dirt tires, like the trenchers. You mentioned the trenchers. That's a less aggressive knobby tire. That's going to be good on harder dirt. Whereas like a tire like the Badlands will be good in soft grass. Because generally grass is a soft bed. And the knobs will dig into that, and then it'll give you the traction that you want. But like I said, you have two opposites right here. Street tire and a knobby tire, as far apart as you can possibly get. And the reason for that is on the street, it's too hard for anything to dig into, so you want a flat surface on the tire. On a knobby tire, you want on soft dirt, you want knobs that dig in. Right, exactly. And then finally, we have a race tire. Now, race tires are generally knobbies, but they're very shallow knobbies. So what that does is these little knobs, they grab onto harder or not quite so loose dirt. And with race tires, there's tons and tons of different types of tread patterns and compounds to give you the traction you need on clay or sand, whatever it may be. So when you see a tire with an extremely shallow tread on it, that almost looks like it's worn out. Generally, they're race tires, and unless you're racing, stay away from them. Now, these calibers are an example here. Yeah. You can see.
Yeah, that is a lot of knobbies, but not big ones.
Right,
yeah.
Right. And if you're racing and you want to know about racing tires, then companies like Proline have a really good tech stuff on their websites about why you run certain tires. Because there's, like I said, with race tires, there's a huge number of different tread patterns and tread depths, all this different stuff. And like I said, that's too complicated for us to get into right now.
Yeah.
But so now after seeing this, you got a basic understanding of tires.
Okay.
And what you're going to run to. So if you run in the dirt or in the grass or kind of a combination of the two, you can make a more educated choice on what tires you're going to buy. So that pretty much concludes our discussion on tires. If you have any more questions, please feel free to comment on the video. And that pretty much covers it.
All right. So if folks want to come in and get walked by the hand through the store to cherry pick the tires that are going to go on there,
they're going to want to come to RC Street Shop, 5521 East Spring Street, Long Beach, California.
And if they want to call and say, hey, Roger, which of these should I order from you guys?
562-425-9000.
Very, very nice. All right. Social media, we also do that. We are on Twitter, RC Street Shop, all one word. Also, we do the Facebook thing, so you can go find our page, RC Street Shop, like it, keep up on things there. And, of course, we're doing the YouTube thing. We're trying this stuff out with not only product of the week, but buying guides and information and all of that. So hit the subscribe button. Go on, do it. Hit it. Hit that link. You know you want to. And keep up with all the good, fun, fine, happy stuff. And till the next guide, see you then.